Hi team, we run Coach Alexa here, coach for Reading and South Oxfordshire and also the internet. I'm starting to get a few runners chatting to me this week about upcoming spring races. It's that kind of time of year maybe where training starts getting a little bit more serious, a little bit more time involved for things like spring half marathons and marathons. And now we're in February, a lot of the spring halves are next month. So a lot of the questions have been around, nervousness, maybe a few fears, anxieties around the race. That kind of almost paranoia creeping in a little bit about being a little bit worried about things that might go wrong. Having those dreams where you forget your running shoes, or you go to the wrong start point or location and things like that. So I thought I'd talk you through a little technique that I use myself and I've chatted about with a number of my runners, and I kind of honed based on their experiences and what works for them over the years. Because what tends to happen with these maybe fears or worries or sort of more kind of anxious thoughts that kind of creep into our mind is that they often tend to kind of grow a little bit. And we tend to get in the habit, perhaps, a little bit of a habit of thinking about these things and the potential things that could go wrong. And like anything that we do regularly, it forms a bit more of a habit and it becomes easier to do, which in this case isn't necessarily what we want. So what we can do to counterbalance that a little bit is proactively spend a little bit of time thinking about what could go right. So what might a really good race day look like? What might you be feeling at the start line or at the finish line? What would it be like to be at the start line or the finish line feeling confident or feeling like you've given it a really good go to the best of your ability on that day? What things would happen that morning for your journey to the race to go well? What experiences might you have during the race which could be really positive or enjoyable? So starting to regularly play through the what might happen if things went well stories can help just provide a little bit of a counterpoint to some of the negative stories that our brain might want to come up with. And you can apply this not just to races, but to training runs, to anything to do with health and fitness. I apply it to lots of a couple of other key areas in my life at the moment that I've been getting a few fears around that I'm trying to overcome. And do this in a few different ways. So I'm quite a visual person, so I quite like visualising, literally trying to sort of shut my eyes and visualise myself at the start line feeling confident, or at the finish line feeling like I've run a good race. For some people you might be more of a listening type person, so you could maybe record a little audio note on your phone, or maybe a more written sort of person, so maybe writing something down in a notebook or a diary might help. Whatever really kind of taps into the way your brain works and likes to process information. And doing these fairly regularly can be quite a nice idea. So sometimes I append them on to the end of my training diary for the week. Just, a few opportunities, note down a few opportunities I've had throughout the week to have that what could go well conversation with myself. I hope that's useful. Happy running.